Hello everyone, welcome back. Today, I'm going to do an examination or homework. You may wondering why, even if I am so big, I'm an adult, age beyond 18, why I still have to do homework? Well, I don't know. So, anyway, let's get started. So the first one is she is not only my classmate, but also my good friend. That's right. How about the second one? Let's go finishing if it's what's this weekend, but nobody know if it is fine this weekend, but nobody knows if it runs. I don't know how to solve this problem. I just think that I'm going to follow my feeling. Okay. Have you finished your work yet? No, not. I think it will take another 10 minutes. That would be the right answer. Could I have a word with your mom? Oh dear, if you must. But it could be May. I don't know. Tom is so talkative. I'm sure your son get tired of him. Huh, that was that. Then he has been whatever for nearly 3 weeks after the death of his dear pet. It's definitely sad. How can he be satisfied if his dog dead? It's definitely the opportunity. It gives the students opportunity to practice their speaking skills. We'll do what we can to study English well this term. Hey Watts lives in the house where he was born. Hey Steele, I have a problem. I don't know what to do. Let's ask Dick for help. He can think up a good idea to solve your problem. I think that's it. So, do I have to click the save button? Yeah, I could click the save button, but that makes sense. We're gonna submit this one. Okay, so hey guys, I did a submission and guess what? I got 100 agree, degree. Oh, sorry, agree. I don't know that. I say grade. That's how they say it probably. Yeah, totally. I got a pretty good grade. Huh, I got 100 points. That could be also a good way to express that. Alright, let's try to do another one. This is funny. Pete and I often play baseball on Sunday. Breton is only 30 kilometers far from France. I guess that's right. English is taught as a foreign language in almost all schools in China. For sure, it's useful to look up a dictionary all the time if you don't know a word. As the good news, she felt relaxed. I remember this because John Wayne is my favorite actor too. Huh. I could choose two, or I could choose as well, but anyway, let's choose two there. The lady always dresses in white, get dressed in white. It could be D, but let's keep it there. My father can speak English quite well. There are too many people on it. I'm afraid we can't get on. Don't ask me to go with him, will you? Okay, let's save it and submit it. Okay, so for this time we got a pretty lower grade. Yeah, but it didn't show us where we made that mistake. So it seems like for by doing those homework, we cannot get improved since we don't know the correct answer. So what's the point of doing the homework? If that makes sense, you're only wasting your time because you can never learn something from it because you don't know what is right and what is wrong. So sad. Anyway, let's get into the last one. Oh, for this one, it would be more hard. I didn't mean to do that, please forgive me. That's alright. The villagers whose home had been damaged by flood were given shelter and food by the local government. Yeah, the girl desires that she be given an opportunity to receive higher education. Huh. I think this sentence is quite unnormal in daily life. How can you put the head at the first of your sentence? We normally won't do that. Alright, somehow I just finished all those single choice questions, and to be honest, I have no confidence to make them all correct. I don't know if I am right or not. So what is this? Translate the English to Chinese and translate the Chinese to English. So for this one, since he's giving us the English, I think what he wants us to do is to translate it into Chinese. And I think this is quite easy for me. I feel lonely without you. You and your team can discover the answers to problems together. I've lost interest in my work. It's still running today. So interesting. So those things are easy. Let's get into the last one. Here we have two passages, and we should read it and answer a few questions. When I was a little girl, my brothers and I collected stamps for many years. My mother didn't used to work during the week, but she worked in the post office near our house on Saturdays, and she used to bring home all the new stamps as soon as they were issued. On the day of the World Cup football final in London in 1966, we were very excited because England were playing West Germany in the final. When we were having lunch, my mother told us to go to the post office start away after the match if England won, but she didn't tell us why. At 2 o'clock, my mother went back to work as usual, while the rest of the family were watching the football on TV at home. Although she wasn't watching the match, she was listening to it on the radio. England won 4-2, and so my brothers and I ran to the post office. As we browsed in, my mother was standing behind the counter. She was waiting to sell us a very special limited edition with England winners on each stand. We were over the moon. We still have it today, and perhaps it is worth a lot of money. Okay, so what is this picture? What this passage was trying to tell us? It's probably said that the products made before the match. I guess I don't know. The other, what is this passage meaning tells us? The other and her brother used to like Storm very much. Yeah, probably. The other had a very kind mom. I guess that's not the point. The other and her brothers had an unforgettable experience in collecting stamps. This is probably right. Their mother used to support them by working in the post office. I guess that's not the point. According to the passage, her mother worked in the post office on Saturday. Yeah. So why I know that? It says she worked in the post office near out home on Saturday. That's why I know that. Their mother told them to go to the post office straight away after the march if England won, but she didn't tell them why. Why do you think she did that? I guess she wanted to give them a surprise. What does the sentence "we were over the moon" mean? It means we were extremely happy about it. What is the best title for this passage? I guess it should be D, a memorable experience in collecting stamps. Okay, let's get into the last one, the last passage. Ask 3 people to look out the same window at the bus street corner and tell you what they say. Chances are that you will receive 3 different answers. Each person says the same thing, but each perceives something different about it. Perceiving goes on in our minds. Of the 3 people who look out the window, one may say that he sees a policeman giving a motorist a ticket. Another may say that he sees a rush hour traffic jam at the intersection. The third may say that he sees a woman trying to cross the street with 4 children in tow. For perception is the man's interpretation of what the senses, in this case our eyes, tell us. Many psychologists today are working to try to determine just how a person experiences or perceives the world around him. Using a specific approach, those psychologists set up experiments in which they can control all of the factors By measuring and charting the results of many experiments, they are trying to find out what makes different people perceive totally different things about the same thing. Okay, what does the past meaning tell us? The option A, perceiving has nothing to do with seeing. No. Perceiving differs from seeing, probably. Seeing is closely connected to perceiving. Yeah, that's correct. Seeing has much to do with perceiving. I don't think so. The first, with 4 children in turn, in the second paragraph, is closely in meaning to with 4 children following close behind her, probably. With 4 children tied to each other with a rope, definitely no. With 4 children dragging a rope, no, no, no. With 4 children dragged in a small car, what is that? According to the passage, perceiving is an action that gives us senses in the mind. The psychologists are trying to drive their conclusion by using a scientific approach in setting up their experiments. I guess they are doing it by measuring and charting the result of many experiments. So I chose D, but in my deeply mental inside, I want to choose a B by using a scientific approach in setting up their experiments. Which of the following statements is not true? The A is correct. Different people may perceive the same thing in a different way. A policeman gives Morris a ticket means Morris is fined. Definitely no. No people share the same perception when they are asked to see the same thing. Probably right. The psychologists can control all of the factors in their experiments. No, they cannot control all those factors. Okay, they can control all of the factors since here's a passage where they say that. But to be honest, in fact, it cannot be possible to control all those factors. But anyway, so for this one, I choose B. And here we go, the last one. We're gonna make a passage. We're gonna write it down. So what he asked us to do is to write out our habits. What kind of habits we have? Okay. I would say if you ask about my habits, I would just tell you that I love English speaking and coding. Well, coding is a short word for software programming. For the first one, why I love the English speaking. Well, because it makes me feel alive, and also it's a powerful tool for me to get and know a lot of different areas knowledge. And since I know the English quite well, I normally would try to know the programming based on English context probably, and it works very well. It saves me a lot of time to get started to coding. That's why I could be doing well at coding as soon as possible, so that now the programming becomes my daily life of working. By the way, I'm a programmer. Yeah, that was nice. But since I don't know if I'm doing it correct or not, so I do a translation. Okay, I guess I made some mistake out somewhere. Here we go. Speaking. I made a type error here. Guessing the translation is quite well, so I think that will be it. I'll just save it and submit this test. And now we couldn't see the grade for now. Probably it would. Oh shit. Here, as you could see, we got 42 a grade. 42. And we only got one chance to get it right. And we got a 42. And we cannot answer it again since we only have one chance for it. Yeah, anyway, I think this is the end for it. Alright, that's it. So this is today's learning. To be honest, today what I really should do is to go to the English-based mathematics learning, or to try to learn some programming algorithm or something like that. But it ended up with doing this homework. Yeah, because it has to be done. That's why I do it. But in my inner mental brain, I do not want to do that. I don't think those things are necessary. It won't help us anyway, since we don't know the right answer, as I said before. Okay, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.